Very good evening and hearty greetings to this scintillating constellation of All India Service Officers and Central Civil Service Officers who have gathered here for the Special Foundation Course inaugural session, who are deemed to be the potential province of state administration and the central nucleus of national governance. On behalf of the MCRHRD Institute and the course team, I am delighted to extend a warm welcome to all the senior officers, officer trainees, faculty members and other staff members to this Special Foundation Course inaugural session, which is studded with idealistic icons of accomplishment. Thank you so much for all of you for being here. Officer trainees, we are very fortunate today to have adorable personalities of amazing excellence and astonishing simplicity amidst us today, like our Chief Guest Shri K. Srinivas, Director LBSNA, and our ever smiling and caring Director General Shri Harpreet Singh, and untiring crusader Shri Benhar Mahesh Tekka, the Additional Director General. Officer trainees, it's really a gratifying experience for all of us to note that we are able to have the physical inaugural session today because of your continuous and perennial compliance to the critical conditions over here. We hope that we will continue the same in future also. And whenever I think about this MCRHRD Institute and the Director General, I am reminded of a sloka from our ancient scriptures. The sloka goes like this: Esham na vidya na tapo na danam na jnanam na seelam na guno dharmote mruchu loke bhu vibara bhuna manusha rupena mrugasyanti, which says that a person shall be duty bound, knowledgeable, shall be introspective and shall sit in penance for the enlightenment. These are the basic qualities for a human being to be a responsible human being. And Dr. MCRHRD Institute of Telangana had been ordained and striving to inspire the young civil servants towards this goal by rekindling these qualities among them. And at present, this pious obligation is being led by our beloved Director General Shri Harpreet Singh, who persuades us for perpetual industry and earnest integrity, and who is the encouraging impetus behind this program. With all humility, sir, may I request you to please come onto the dais and adorn the much coveted chair. May I welcome our chief guest of the day's function, widely known as a prolific writer and penchant speaker, Shri K. Srinivas, AIS, Director LBSNA, who joined through us virtual mode. Sir, welcome to the inaugural session, sir. A silent warrior who remains avowedly committed to the cause is our Additional Director General, Shri Benhar Mahesh Tekka. He is the another inspiration at our institute for all the programs we conduct here. Sir, may I request you to please grace the chair. Another pivotal person managing the affairs of this foundation course, who is simple and suave but at perfection, may I request Srimati Divya Palmer, the Indian Economic Service Officer and the course director, to please grace her chair. Officer trainees, it's always ceremonial insignia to light the lamp to invoke the divine blessings for the successful conduct of any program. And it's a ritual here at MCRHRD to light the lamp and invoke the divine blessings. We are doing the same for the successful conduct of this Special Foundation course too during these difficult times. May I now request all the dignitaries on the dais to join for the lighting of the lamp and invoke the divine blessings. I now request the course director, Srimati Divya Palmer, to give a brief on the Special Foundation course.
Our beloved and respected Director General, Shri Harpreet Singh Ji, respected Additional DG, Shri Benhar Mahesh Tekka Ji, course team and participants of the foundation course. So, welcome. So, technically, already you are 2 weeks old, but the inaugural, the first physical formal interaction is today. We are delighted to have you here to participate in the inaugural function of the Special FC for All India Service and Central Civil Service Officers. It has commenced from 17 January and will end on 29th April 2022. Our Chief Guest, sir, with your unwavering support and cooperation through the professional guidance of Labasna, we are all here today to witness the inaugural of this program. We wish to thank you most profoundly for your support throughout the commissioning of this program, sir. Our beloved, ever cheerful, guiding and dynamic DG and our respected additional DG, both are constant support as well as a source of inspiration and motivation for us in taking this program further. The present FC is for the backlog of civil service officers who were recruited earlier and serving, but could not attend the FC for various reasons, from basically we can say from 2012 to 2019 batches. So we have quite a vast era of years between them. There are 212 officer trainees from 17 services in this program, with 185 gentlemen officers and 27 lady officers. The batch has 71 Indian Police Service officers and 41 Indian Forest Service officers and 100 Central Civil Service officers. All will be simultaneously undergoing this 15-week training program. Of this, as many as 161 officer trainees have come from the northern states and 51 belong to the southern states. They come from diverse educational backgrounds, which include engineers, doctors, dental surgeons, science graduates and postgraduates, from art and commerce as well. 152 out of the 212 officers are interestingly all from engineering backgrounds. So that makes up around 72.17% of the total officers. The main objective of the course is to inculcate and impart a esprit de corps among all the officers, besides imparting inputs on a host of subjects like public administration, law, economics, Indian polity and constitution, Indian history and culture, management and development, etc. The course also provides for a fair number of outdoor activities for first-hand experience through group activities, field visits, trekking and village visit. Overall, the course helps develop sensitivity, fair knowledge of basic rules and good conduct among the officer trainees. For the sake of convenience, the officer trainees have been divided into groups A, B, C and D for academics and trek, village visits, etc. Teaching methodology consists not only lectures but peer learning, group discussions, games modes as well as film and book reviews. So may I just tell here, take this opportunity to tell you that there will be no midterm and final examinations. So you will be, you can listen to the rest also. So you will be constantly evaluated over the 3 months and assessed on all the projects that are given to you, the assignments that are given to you, and your marks will be based on that. And of course discipline and punctuality, that is part of the marks. Okay. The groups will go for village visit to different villages of Telangana in March. This will bring the officers closer to the ground realities of village life and to prepare a plan for holistic development of rural India, where the majority of our population lives. The officers will go in groups for trek to the Himalayas in the first half of April. This will, we should thank Srinivas sir once again for being kind enough for the Himalayan trek, for allowing us. They will go in the first half of April. This will again provide them with an opportunity for being with nature and appreciating the beauty of flora and fauna, to understand their role and in the maintenance of ecological balance and climate change. For various indoor and outdoor activities, all of you are already aware, there are 6 officers clubs and societies. Officers Club, Officers Mess Committee, Film and Fine Arts Club, Nature Lovers and Adventure Sports Club, Society for Social Service, House Journal Society. All these clubs and societies will be active and will keep organizing shows and competitions among the officers in various co- and extracurricular activities. These clubs and societies provide officers with a chance to showcase their skills and talent. To this end, essay writing competitions on human rights and national security will be conducted. We will have a fete, cricket match, athletic meet, India Day, theatre workshop, and A.K. Sinha one-act plays. They are all part of the training. The officer trainees are assessed for their learning through assignments and projects. Thank you all, dear officer trainees, for coming from distant places, and we wish you get back to your respective places of work with the knowledge and value added to serve better. It reminds us all just how important all our work is. Dr. MCR Institute is committed to actively raising the quality of training for every public servant in order to equip them with necessary inputs and skills to achieve excellence in public service. We want all civil servants to achieve full potential. Our mission is to provide practical, step-by-step assistance to optimize the administrative capacities of the officers. To my fellow team members, the course team, I can only say let us not relax. Our work has just begun. I want to say once more on behalf of the Institute, welcome. Thank you, sir, chief guest, and guest of honor, and DG for being here. All the best.
May I request an officer who belongs to 1995 batch Indian Administrative Service, who is running the institute with grit and perfection with his administrative alacrity, the Additional Director General Shri MCRHRD. Sir, may I now request you to please address the officer trainees.
Good evening to all. The chief guest of this inaugural function of the Special Foundation course for All India Service and Central Civil Service Officers, Director of Lal Bahadur Shastri, National Academy of Administration, our esteemed Sri K. Srinivas ji, and our Director General of MCRHRD, the present institute, Sri Harpreet Singh ji, Course Director Mrs. Divya and her team, participants and trainees of the foundation course, and all our guests. A very warm and cozy welcome to all of you. In fact, we are thankful to the Director, Lal Bahadur Shastri, National Academy of Administration, and the DOPT for showing this tremendous faith in all of us and in this institute by again giving us a chance to train the officer trainees of this special foundation course. We are delighted to have all of you here, and also it gives immense pleasure to share with all of you the inaugural function of special foundation course, which will be held from, in fact already started from 17/1 and will go up to 29/4 at this place. As all of you are aware, we are in the midst of trying circumstances. In fact, we all can remember that on the first day itself, so many of you, including our staff, when they underwent the COVID test, the result came out positive. But we have overcome that stage, and now we are moving forward with this foundation course. And because of these trying circumstances, this inaugural function is being carried out both in the online and offline mode. And it's our privilege to see that our chief guest, the director of Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration, is joining online from Missouri. In fact, sir, when I look at your chamber, it reminds me of our days in 1995. Nothing has changed much, even with time. So I really feel nostalgic when I see you sitting there. Also, I am thankful that there is a mix of old and new. In fact, all of you are lucky. Our DG is taking personal interest, and I would say the person who trained us for physical fitness at 6 o'clock in the morning when we used to crib, he trained me, he has trained DG also, and I'll be not surprised if we all know, or if we all come to know, that he has trained our present director of the Labasna also. So Mr. Rana is also here. So 25 years back he has trained us, and to our DG he has trained 29 years back, and he is quite fit now also. So rest assured, in this institute all of you will be trained vigorously for both physical activities and also academic or training your mental faculties. Already you have been told it's a big batch, 212 officer trainees spanning 17 services. The big contingent is from the IPS of 71. Next in the rank is Forest Service with 41, so on and so forth. And also it gives us immense pleasure that there are 85 male officers and 27 lady officers. Some of the officers, very less in number, belongs to 2014, but the range is from 2014 to 2019. The basic purpose of this FC is to give basic knowledge of administration to the trainees and to make you aware about the heritage and culture of our country and to share each other experiences. We would like to reiterate, when you are here for training, you are more of trainees and less of officers. So kindly keep that in mind. Your training will be a mixture of both indoor and outdoor activities. So prepare yourself to be challenged and inspired. We want to make all the avenues possible which will help you in learning and unlearning things. In the coming days, it is requested that all of you show professional and high quality behavior, and also inculcate esprit de corps. Towards the end, I would like to say, enjoy your training, to fondly cherish the memories throughout your life. Because FC or special FC is one opportunity which will bring lot of sweet memories, strong bondings, and experience, one-time experience of life in your career. So please enjoy your training with responsibility. Once again, I express my gratitude and thanks to the director, Shri K. Srinivas ji, for being with us today and showing his faith and trust in all of us. And I also welcome once again all the officer trainees. All the best. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much, sir, for extending affectionate welcome to all the officer trainees while reminiscing your days of training at LBSNA and by feeling nostalgic too. Thank you so much for those words. Now, it's the time to request an astute administrator and a management guru, which you have already witnessed through his classes, known for his discerning decisional making and pleasing expediency. A 1991 batch Indian Administrative Service Officer, Special Chief Secretary to Government of Telangana, our beloved Director General, Shri Harpreet Singh. Sir, may I request you to please guide the officer trainees on this occasion.
As the chief guest of today's program, Shri K. Srinivas, Director Labasna. Earlier, he worked as Additional Secretary, DOPT. I have had association with him for nearly 3 years. He really believes in training. Actually, we have got allergic to the word training. The word is learning now. Because our objectives is to facilitate, create an enabling environment where you learn. As Srinivas sir and we have discussed often, the challenges which you all will be facing will be much, much greater. Expectations are also much higher, much, much higher. In fact, many times we are told, because we had training institutes, please do talk about certain points to your young officers, especially courtesy, that one needs to be courteous to an ordinary person in the country, whoever visits you. You must make yourself available to the public, because if we make ourselves available to the public, then only we are truly a public servant. My colleagues here, Shri Benharakka, Additional DG, Coast Director Divya, Additional Coast Director Dr. Madhavi, other colleagues sitting here, and the officer trainees. Already my predecessors have told, but MCRHRD has been conducting foundation courses here since 2008 continuously. Till now we have conducted training programs for 2,558 All India Service Officers. Few years back, a decision was taken to split the training for fresh officers and the backlog officers. And I think it was a correct decision. Because when I look at the list here, average experience of participants is 3 years. 2019-18 are the largest number, and we have people from the higher batches also. So many of you have completed your training, your professional training. Some of you are working also. And some of the ones who are senior are in senior positions. So one thing that all of you have an advantage, which young officers who join the government service for the first time don't have, is that you know the system. You have worked there and you understand the system. That is also a challenge. Truly. Because you are supposed to be change agents. You are the role models. You cannot become part of the system. You have to lead the change in the desired way. And that spark, which was there in all of you when you wrote the civil services exam, when you gave the interview, that spark should not get extinguished. We have to nurture it. This foundation course, like Labasna foundation course, is similar in all ways, in the sense the objectives there and objectives here are similar. Only thing that we focus here more is to make you aware of the challenges and opportunities in the services, because you know the service. As I told you in my initial talk, a civil servant can be viewed as a villain and civil servant can be viewed as a hero. The ones who are in the public health system, who are taking care of the COVID, the police officers who are putting their life at stake, they are heroes. And there can be civil servants who may not apply themselves to their job, who think their job is just a job. This is not just a job. This is more than a job. Public service is, yes, exactly, it is a service to the public. So that is something which we will try to explore more as and when we go during the course. Of course, this is the only chance you will ever get of different services meeting each other. It's only in the foundation course you meet batchmates from different services. It's a unique opportunity. And obviously, we expect you to take advantage. Numerous activities are being organized for that purpose. My colleague has already talked about it. We have taken the lead of Labasna, and all the innovations that are being practiced in Labasna, we follow it here also. So, when the course director said there will be no midterm and end term evaluation, that was partial. I think you thought there would be no evaluation. No. you will not know that you are being evaluated. That is the best part. So, one good innovation is keeping a learning log. We are keeping a learning log, which you are writing daily. Please, if you don't write daily, you will lose marks, because the marking is based on one set of marks is based on regularity, writing regular, and of course the other marks are based on how your tutor interacts with you. We are having 15 tutors, all from different services. IPS large number, because many of you are from IPS, your seniors in the service, forests, railways, so they will interact with you. Look at what you have learned, and with their experience guide you. You know, this is a beautiful service. Many people always say, I would like to do this all over again. It's a service where you meet so many people, you can do so many things. There is a lot of opportunity to do a lot of things for the society. It's a unique service. So our experience is only there to enhance your satisfaction. There are several mistakes which we have made. Maybe due to those mistakes we have some experience. So we would like to share those experiences with you, and those tutors are meant to facilitate one-to-one interaction. Besides this, lot of your work will be done, will be a learning for others. For example, we are having a policy paper in economics. A group of 4 will prepare a policy document worth 6,000. It will end with a presentation. That presentation is scheduled over 3 days. You will get a chance to see what is the work which is done by other groups. So imagine, you are just not learning from us, but you will be learning from each other also, from the work that you will be doing during this period. Similarly, in political concepts, we will be having a parliamentary debate in which 8 people, 4 on one side and 4 on the other side, will conduct a debate which will be voted. The motion will be passed or rejected depending upon your votes. That will contribute towards the marking of the political concepts. So there will be different topics. So in one way, your participation will be judged by others, and it will also contribute to your learning, to your speaking, to your preparation, to your argument skills. So lot of things we are trying to make it, experiential, because we know you have experience and we want to draw on that experience, and we want all of you to share that experience. Similarly, in history, we will have an allocation, that is a speech on some topic on history, on different parts. We would like people to talk about their state history also. Many people talked on that day about different states and we were so happy about to know it. About Rajasthan, Orissa, Uttar Pradesh. So we will have an opportunity where each of you will give a speech. Others will listen. And that will contribute both to knowledge and evaluation. So that is what I meant. You will be doing your work like you do regularly, and evaluation will happen automatically. That is how it is meant to be done. The end course programs have not been found to be effective to judge your skills and abilities. So we are innovating and we are following what Labasna is doing. Caselets. Emphasis will be in lectures to talk on caselets, practical things that have happened in different aspects. So the objectives and the format remains the same, but the pedagogy will undergo a change considering your work experience. Considering that an average work experience of 3 years and some may be having longer experience. This part of the course, like every part in civil services career, is a unique and beautiful experience. Different points, whichever different points you will have in your career, they will be unique and they will be beautiful. So this experience of foundation course also will be unique, and how beautifully you use it will depend upon you and us, and we will work together to ensure that it is relevant, meaningful and productive. At the end, I would just like to request all of you that we are still going through hard times in COVID. Our speaker today, the Additional Secretary, Shrimati Rashmi Chaudhary, could not come because her family members are down with COVID. She is in Delhi and she told me that COVID is widespread there. It is a very infectious variety. We have to take precautions. So our request to all of you is that some activities we have tried to have it before. That is the sports meet and the cultural meet. So that you can start practicing during your weekends for sports and cultural. So we will request you to utilize your weekends to participate. We are getting some choreographers and other artists to train you and guide you. It's an opportunity for all of us. I am sure, like me, many of you must have only studied. I spent a lot of my youth only studying. So, different points of things which I should have done, I could not do. But you will have that opportunity to take part in different activities, and the other aspect to develop, all-round development of your personality will be facilitated. We are very happy that all of you could come here. Many people say I am very nice and kind person, but I am bound by my chair. I cannot abandon the duty which has been cast on me by my chair. So I pay attention to my duty. So I will fulfill my duties, and I will request all of you not to cross the line and not to force me to go against my own nature. But when duty calls, I have to go against my own nature. So I request all of you to cooperate with the rules which have been drawn for the collective good. Welcome all of you, and we hope to have a fruitful, enjoyable foundation course. Thank you.
Sir, the words of guidance rendered by you by electing them to be the change agents, by being vibrant civil servants, will definitely remain eternal, and this is a valuable takeaway from your speech, sir. Thank you so much for that. Now, it is the time for the inaugural of course manual. May I request Shri Srinivas, the Director LBSNA, to please click on the link to inaugurate the course manual. May I request the officer trainees to please rise, let's dedicate ourselves to the aims and aspirations of we the people of India by reforming ourselves to the spirit of constitution by administering the oath. May I request the Director LBSNA to please administer the oath to officer trainees, and I request officer trainees to please repeat after the Director.
I do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to India and to the Constitution of India as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, and that I will carry out duties of my office loyally, honestly, and with impartiality.
Now it's the time to introduce the signature of day's function, Sri Srinivas, the Senior Administrative Service Officer of 1989 batch of Gujarat cadre, an illustrious son of an illustrious father, Honorable Justice Sri Ramaswamy, former Supreme Court Judge, hailed as the champion of social justice and human rights, reflecting in many historical cases like Samata, SR Bommai, CERC, and so on. Shri K. Srinivas, an avid seeker of knowledge, mastering multiple disciplines like law, environmental economics, international development, public policy, economics, social development, glorified his parental institutions like Kakatiya University, University of Hyderabad, University of Virginia, Duke University, and Cambridge Business School with academic brilliance. Sir is hailed as one of the chief architects of the modern and vibrant Gujarat. Sir's judicious application of theoretical insights into practical domain for public cause earned him enormous recognition. As Additional Director, Secretary to CM, Sir created Change and Innovation Management Unit called Parivartan Cell and rolled out IT sector in the state, implemented sub-national public-private partnership in infrastructure. As Managing Director, Sir successfully operated mega projects like GIFT, Gujarat International Finance Technology City, pioneered in city-level infrastructure and planning and rebuilding 14 cities in 3 years, ravaged due to Bhuj earthquake in 2001. A reflection of pride of Gujarat, accomplishment of a technical and social project, that is 182 meter, the Statue of Unity of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, carved a niche in the history of India national monuments and credited a career of Member Secretary K. Srinivas with deep recognition as perseverant bureaucrat. A trained lawyer himself with abiding interest in laws and legislation, Sir has piloted a score of path-breaking legislations at the state and federal levels. Sir has to his credit the significant overhaul of the Land Revenue Code of Gujarat done after 110 years, the Land Acquisition Act Amendment, the Gujarat Lokayukta Act, and many others. At the federal level, Sir has assisted the overhaul to the Prevention of Corruption Act and is curating several legislations under consideration of the Indian Parliament. Sir has also authored a book, History of Land Revenue Administration in Gujarat, and published several papers. Sir is deeply involved in Indian classical music and fine arts and is a Sishya of late Pandit Gajendra Bakshi ji, a doyen of Amir Khan Gaiki. Sir has an abiding interest in architecture, photography, ethnography, comparative religions, and understanding global cultures through travel. Sir had served as secretary of the Kirti Mandir, Porbandar, the birthplace of Mahatma Gandhi, and is an ardent believer in Gandhian philosophy. Hailing from West Godavari of Andhra Pradesh, Shri K. Srinivas grew himself into a national personality with international perspectives. Sir, we are fortunate to have you here today to have your experiences shared and inspire our young generation civil servants here. May I request you to please address the officer trainees at this inaugural function.
Good afternoon, friends. Mr. Harpreet Singh, Director General of the MCRHRD Institute. Mr. Mahesh Dutt Ekka, my colleague and Additional Director General. Course Director, Srimati Divya Parmar. The course team, the faculty of the MCRHRD, my friend Mr. Rana from here, who is currently assisting you there. I see a large number of friends there, Sethiaji and others, and my young friends from the third Special Foundation course. It's a deep privilege to be back in MCRHRD once again. I am delighted to meet all 212 of you today. We are meeting virtually, but very soon, when you all come to Mussoorie for the Himalayan trek, I look forward to meeting you physically, perhaps on the 7th of April in the beautiful campus at the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy. The foundation course is a special occasion in the life of a civil servant. I know for some of you, it may not be at the beginning of the service life, but it continues to be special. And it is special and important for very many reasons. It is that time in the life of a civil servant where we talk about fundamental and formational values of public service. And that is why we give so much of importance to this phase of training. And I must tell you, I have been serving here as director of LPS for the last 5 months. And in between, over the past 3.5, 4 years, I have been associated with the function of capacity building, not only dealing with the Lal Bahadur Shastri Academy, but with the entire training ecosystem of the country, working in DOPT. I never realized how special the foundation course is in the ecosystem and the life cycle of civil service training. This year, when the 96th foundation course was beginning at LBS, and like you, we also had a staggered start because we wanted to be careful. We wanted to ensure that everybody was comfortably brought in and that we were compliant with all the protocols necessary for handling the pandemic. And while this was happening, I noticed something very interesting. I found each and every one of the staff members, not just the faculty, staff, including gardeners, people who are involved in each and every minute aspect of the running of this great institution, got involved in this as if they were preparing for some kind of a wedding in the family. That is the spirit with which the foundation course is taken. And that is the kind of a joy that the foundation course brings. And that is the warmth and the energy that this course evokes every time, whenever it happens, no matter where, whether it is in Mussoorie or in the MCR Institute. And believe me, I have attended a large number of other courses for very senior people, people who are 30 years in service. Recently, we had General Rawat here. That was his last public function, unfortunately, when he was with us on the 6th of September last year. We had very senior people. But the energy that comes out of the foundation course is not there in any other course. So this is something I want all of you to imbibe, experience, and cherish and carry away with you. While we are at the foundation course, we are also doing a little bit of soul searching. We are examining our new relationship between us as public servants and our masters, the citizens whom we serve. Because before you took the oath, you and I, who entered public service voluntarily, were more free, more complete as citizens of this great nation. Now, after we have voluntarily chosen this path and career, we have subjected ourselves to the discipline of government. We have agreed to imbibe the organizational ethos into our lives, not just personal lives, not just official lives, sometimes even in the lives of our families and our children. You will notice it as you uh, uh, walk the path of service in your lives. We have also chosen to shed some of our old habits and acquire new ones that are appropriate to being a proper civil servant. We have also accepted that we have lesser liberties than our fellow citizens. And some of us, and I know there are many of you from the police service, the uniform services, have also voluntarily agreed to forego even more of your rights as citizens while you serve as officers of the state. In short, we are members of a disciplined organization, and we have chosen this path for ourselves. During this foundation course, we also equip ourselves to discharge our duties. We focus a lot on building our character, no matter where you pass out from, whether it is the Lal Bahadur Shastri Academy or the MCR Institute, Hyderabad. You are a part and you are an alumni of the LBS Academy ecosystem. And therefore, you must imbibe its values and its ethos. Just now we heard both the course director and the director general talk about how what is being taught there and what is the pedagogy that is being followed there is completely consonant and reflecting what we are doing at the LBS Academy. And this is because in the foundation course, we believe it is the stage in which we must go back to our foundational values. What is it that distinguishes us as civil servants? What is it that characterizes us as public servants? The Academy, as you all know, and when you come here on the 6th of April, you will notice in large, glorious letters, the principle of the Academy, which is Sheelam Param Bhushanam, which means the character is the highest virtue. And this is what you must make as a cornerstone of your own lives. A civil servant without character can neither be civil nor be a good public servant. He is doomed to failure. Hence, in the LBS Academy here, we are imparting some very pithy and very wise values to your colleagues who are currently undergoing the 96 foundational course. And these values are austerity, ability, and anonymity. I repeat, austerity, ability, and anonymity. Please remember these three foundational values all your lives. Make them a part of your daily ritual. Make it a part of your body, make it a part of your soul. You must breathe these values. And these virtues are ones that will help you to become not only a good civil servant, but will actually help you achieve great success in your careers as civil servants. When I say austerity, it means that you must respect public money and resources and ensure that only that appropriate amount, appropriate quantum is used to achieve public goals. It not only means mere frugality. Frugality is a very great virtue, but it also means that you should achieve the desired impacts and the desired results. So austerity is virtue number one. Second, ability. It means that we must be competent and that every citizen who we serve gets services to the full extent of our ability. And this ability cannot be a static ability. We should constantly improve ourselves. We should constantly enhance our abilities. And we have a responsibility for lifelong learning. And in lifelong learning, we continuously improve our discharge of our functions. So ability is virtue number two. Virtue number three is anonymity. Very often, we must, and occasionally many people do ask, why is it that civil servants are now seeking publicity? Why is it they are pursuing the pathway of getting attention through press, through social media, etc., etc.? This is completely contrary to the character of public service. Anonymity means, and remember, our achievements are not merely a product of one individual or ourselves. It is a product of a team effort. That our achievements are also a product of the democratic administration of which we are part. And the processes that a democratic administration enables all of us to function and discharge in. Therefore, the true and full credit for every achievement must belong to the duly elected government and to the democratic processes. And we must not, please remember this, try to arrogate these successes to ourselves. Today, as I said earlier, the site is very ugly. The effort to get what is called as chapao, it's very, very ugly. In our system, and let me assure you, and I've spent a good number of years in the system, almost 32, and I have seen various levels of government. Good work is always recognized, and there are methods of recognizing good work, how it is being done, who is doing it, who is responsible for it, and you will realize it very soon enough. And some of you who are senior and who are already working in the field, you would have come across many examples of how some officers, your predecessors in the past, have worked and discharged well. So this principle of anonymity is not only consonant with the principles of democratic governance, but it is also a very practical tip to keep you out of trouble. So my young friends, please remember these three virtues. This is what we are telling your friends here. Austerity, ability, anonymity. These values will help you to serve India well, will help you to serve your fellow citizens with great empathy. It will help you and prepare you to lead a life of integrity and a life of dedication. I must congratulate you and applaud your success at a very, very difficult, very tough exam. It is acknowledged as one of the most tough exams of the world. And if we have succeeded in a tough exam, it also means we belong to a very exclusive meritocracy. And friends, I have no hesitation in saying, and I've said it in the past and I'm repeating it here, that the civil service and the military bureaucracy in this country, which are so carefully built and nurtured and preserved, is perhaps the only inclusive meritocracy in this country. If you see professions, whether it is advocacy, lawyers, legal profession, whether it is businesses, whether it is doctors, and so on and so forth, politics, of course, you will rarely find this degree of inclusivity, and you will rarely find this level of meritocracy operating. So we must all not only congratulate ourselves for being a part of it, we must thank our society and our democratic system for building and nurturing this kind of a meritocracy. You are here sitting in this hall, Dasarathi Hall, right? Yeah, I think it is Dasarathi Hall. Only because you have earned it, not because there is somebody who has allowed you, has given you an extra pass. You have earned it by the sheer dint of your hard work, your dedication, and as DG said, by your hard labor of studying for long years to prepare for this. And Sardar Patel, in 1948, speaking to the first batch, and I quote, "An All India service, efficient, disciplined, and contented, assured of its prospects." Please remember this, assured of its prospects as a result of diligent and honest work. I cannot think of a greater democratic principle than this when the founder of the civil services is telling us that a service that is assured of its prospects as a result of diligent and honest work is a sine qua non of sound administration under a democratic regime, even more than under an authoritarian rule. The service must be above party, and we should ensure that political considerations, either in its discipline or in its control, are reduced to the minimum, if not eliminated altogether. My friends, the whole concept of meritocracy and the fact that we are here to support democratic processes is something that we must recall and remember every time. A little bit of a digression. 2 days back, when we had the Republic Day function, we released a small monograph here of the contributions of the civil servants in the making and the framing of the Constitution. I've shared a copy of that with your Director General with a request that he may share it with all of you. In that, you will find that when the Constituent Assembly was being convened, it was not yet in force, it had not yet taken shape. The Constituent Assembly Secretariat was first constituted in May 1946. And it was led by very few people, but extremely dedicated and sound officials. It had amongst them B.N. Rao, Mr. S.N. Mukherjee. When you read the monograph, there's a lot in it. So please do go through it. In the LBS, we are actually building on this as and when I will be writing about it, I'll share this information with you. Please read that. But the point I wanted to make there is in the correspondence of Shri B.N. Rao, who was the constitutional advisor, with Rajendra Prasad ji, who was the president of the assembly and obviously later on the president of the Republic of India. He said the Constituent Assembly Secretariat will be impartial. And remember, at that time, the entire process of political configuration was being negotiated. The two main political parties were still talking to the Constituent Assembly Secretariat. And there is a time when the Muslim League and its president, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, was talking to the Constituent Assembly Secretariat. He was satisfied with their impartiality. The point I'm making is that impartiality comes from merit. It comes from your ability to understand your role and discharge it well. And that is the foundation of all of our work. Therefore, coming back to my original thought, that you represent the idea that merit is important in the running of a democratic administration. But please remember that our awareness and our happiness about our merit must be humble. It must not create arrogance. It must make you aware that we are here because the people of India have willed us so, and that we are the trustees of their wealth and the custodians of their dignity. My friends, many of you are from the regulatory services. I would like to re-emphasize this. And this is something I keep telling your friends here in the 96 Foundation course, that you, the civil servant, you are the custodian of the dignity of the citizens of this country. The dignity of every citizen is in your custody, and it is your pious duty to defend it. And I repeat this for two reasons. Because the dignity of a citizen is manifested in his experience differently. It is manifested in how he is respected. It is manifested in how he is treated in our office. It is manifested in how far his right to access public service and public services is enforced. The dignity of a citizen is manifested in also how the benefits of welfare reach him, how equally and fairly are laws applied, and finally, dignity is measured by how satisfied he is with all of us. I cannot overemphasize the importance of what I'm telling you. Please remember in all your lives, and this is something I hold as a cornerstone of my belief. Just as pain is felt at an individual level, dignity, rights, everything is felt at the individual level. There are no statistics. And it is in your hand to ensure that the dignity, the well-being, the happiness of every citizen is protected by you. Remember also that you are a citizen first and an officer next. Some of you who are already working here in the field, you may have experienced it, but I'd like to say it for the benefit of everybody. But over a period of time, this sensitivity may slowly dull. You must guard against it, because the system around you, the paraphernalia around you, the trappings around you will soon build barriers that will insulate you from the vagaries of everyday life. You will no longer experience what every citizen of this country goes through. You may not know what it means, let us say, to get a ration card or to buy a ticket or maybe a school admission. But remember, this is what the citizen has to go through. And this artificial bubble that is built around us is something that you must constantly defend against. Please remember, please try to capture, and this is what we try and tell our colleagues here. Try and remember all your experience as a citizen, as a student, as a young person, as a person who is accessing public services. What did you feel? And remember that when you are now a part of the system, so that will prevent you from succumbing to this artificial bubble that is created by so many interests. It could be vested or whatever, but over a period of time, it happens to everybody. It will happen to you also. But it is in your hands to prevent it from happening. And if you prevent it from happening, you will be empathetic and you will be aligned with the citizens' thinking. Friends, the Director General and I, we have been in touch with each other. The course team and my faculty are also in touch. There's a lot of alignment that is happening. I'm very happy that all of you will be coming and spending some time in the Himalayas, watching and experiencing the grandeur of the Himalayas. So we are looking forward to having you all with us. I understand you are here between the 6th April and the 16th of April. Ranaji is there. He will make you do things that will prepare you to walk up the hills and be fit. Because finally, we want you all to be a very fit and very effective public servants. There were a few other things I wanted to share with you, but I don't think I should spend much more time on that. But I only want to say that as a modern administration serving a knowledge society, we must have high competencies and we must have high empathy. And that is the spirit of the Mission Karmayogi, which calls on all of us to be lifelong learners. I ask you to remember the call of the Honorable Prime Minister when he exhorted us to and I quote, take decisions in the national context which strengthen the unity and integrity of the country and maintain the spirit of the Constitution in your work as a part of the administrative frame of this country. Whatever you do, remember you're contributing to the whole. It contributes to the strength, it contributes to the unity, it contributes to the overall growth. The nation is celebrating 75th year of its independence. And during the Amrit Kal that is starting this year, over the next 25 years, during your service, you will have the privilege to work for the nation and to see it achieve progress and achieve high living standards for its citizens when it enters and as it enters its centenary year of independence. We will be able to achieve all of this if we imbibe the mantra that the Honorable Prime Minister gave us. And he said, see the life behind every file. LIFE and FILE. By merely rearranging the words, the entire spirit of your service will come out. See the life behind every file that you clear, and you would have served your citizens and you have served your country well. Thank you very much for this honor of allowing me to participate and share your experience. It has been a deep privilege. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Srinivas sir. It's always an enriching and enlightening experience listening to you. But this time, the experience has become worth reckoning as you have brought in along the spirit, the piety and the ambience of LBSNA, which is a great confluence of the spirits of both LBSNA and MCRHRD. Thank you so much, sir. If you were to be here, it's only you would have been here, but now we are able to have the ambience of LBSNA also, and the virtues enumerated by you, not only the austerity, ability and the anonymity, the other virtues will also be definitely remembered, and they will lead our officer trainees in their future. Thank you so much for joining, sir. Thanks a lot. Now, I deem it as an honor to render formal words of thanks to this august gathering. And first, I extend my gratitude to the Director General, who has always been there guiding us for every program we take up at MCRHRD, not only the courses for All India Services. Sir, thank you so much for being the guiding guru for all the programs we conduct here. Your presence really makes any program more pious. Thank you so much for being with us, and a big thank you to our Additional Director General Shri Benhar Mahesh Datta, who is another inspiring personality amongst us at the institute. And thank you so much for your relentless support, which is always given for any program taken up, sir. Thank you so much for being here. And a big thank you to Course Director Srimati Divya Parma, who has been guiding us along with her entire entourage for the successful conduct. And all the officers, senior officers, Dr. K. Tirupataya, Dr. Gautam Bingal sir, and most popular Rana sir, and all the faculty members who have joined us today for this inaugural session, Mr. Subbarao. A big thank you to all of you, and a big thank you to the nodal officers, the coordinating officers, Srimati Savitri and Regina, who have made this possible. Like, many things go. Mr. Srinivas was mentioning about a wedding. We are conducting 105 days wedding here for Special Foundation course, and then hope you will make the wedding more fruitful and more effective. Thank you so much, everyone, and all the office subordinates, everyone who joined for this. A big thank you. I might have missed the names, but last but not the least, all the beautiful lady officers and handsome male officers for having joined us today for this inaugural session. A big thank you to you all. Thank you.